Make the transitions on the edit page look better. Even create yourself some custom whip transitions you can save for later. How? Custom transition curve. Oh yes. Now we all know the built-in transitions on the edit page within Davinci Resolve by default could look better. Fortunately, you can make them look better with just a few clicks. Now the first way I've talked about in the past is by simply changing the easing to in and out. So edit page, open up the effects library, come to video transitions, and this only works for these top transitions here. So everything above this Fusion transitions folder down here. So let's just grab push, drag it on here, hit play. It looks something like that, a bit dull. Give it a click. In the inspector, top right hand corner, come to easing and change it from none, which is our linear, to in and out, and it immediately looks just a little bit better. But there is more. Now I don't actually know when they added this. They may have added it ages ago and I completely missed it, but there is a way to actually amend that transition curve directly on the edit page so you can give it a custom amount of easing, which makes it look even cooler and makes it even more personal to you because you can all customize them however you like. And then of course you can save it directly back into the transitions area on the effects library in the user folder, so you can really quickly build yourself up a custom area of custom curved transitions for you to use in all your projects going forward. Pretty cool. So we're going to stick with this push transition. Let's just zoom in a little bit so we can see what we're doing. Let's make it a little bit longer. If we give it a click, in this easing, there is an option to change it to custom. Once you've changed it to custom, it looks like nothing has really changed in the inspector. What you need to do, on the actual transition itself, on the timeline, click on this little icon. If you don't see that icon, it may be because you zoomed out too much. If you just zoom all the way in, that icon should become available. Give it a click, and then you'll get this push box appear down here. On the top right of that push box, there's this icon. Give that a click, and then you'll actually be able to see the transition curve. So this is the curve that that transition is taking. Now this is where it gets cool. If we click on this in, we can actually change these handles. We can lengthen this out, for example. Let's bring these in. So now what this transition is going to do is start off really slow, go mega fast in the middle, and then slow down at the end. Like so, giving us a much more kind of really fast whip style transition. We could have it so that it did something like that, where it's really gradual all the way through and then finishes really quick at the end. Whee! And you can just customize these to get them looking however you want. If you want to add an additional keyframe to really start customizing them, hold the Alt key or Option if you're on a Mac, and then you can click on the line to add a new little keyframe. And then you can use these little icons to change the type of curve for that keyframe and how many handles you have. So let's drag this out and maybe move this around. These ones are too long, so we'll bring these handles in. And again, you can just customize these, do some really weird stuff with them if you really want to get them looking exactly as you want them. If you've messed it up, you can simply go change it back to easy in and out. Then you can go back to custom. You can start again and you can customize it once more. So all I'm going to do for this one, let's go with that really fast curve in the middle to give it a nice whip like so. Now, of course, there is more you can do. If you start adding some motion blur and do some other stuff, you can make them look really funky. And then, of course, as mentioned, you can save them. So I like this push transition. So it simply pushes across. Happy days. But I want to add some motion blur. So we're going to come in here and just give it a bit of motion blur. And then it looks something like that. Looks pretty cool. I'm happy. If we want to save it, we simply right click on the transition on the timeline itself, and we go to create transition preset. Give it a name. I'm going to call this push custom left MB for motion blur, whatever you want to call it, and then click OK. Within the effects library, video transitions, scroll down and you'll see a new area called user. So I can delete this one, grab user, put it on there, and it's kept our custom curve. So it's got our custom curve, it's got our motion blur, it's got everything we need. Pretty neat. Now I like this acceleration curve, so I want to make more transition presets using that same acceleration curve, but using different presets. Easy peasy. With this custom curve set within the inspector, you can change these presets. So I could make like a push right and a push up and a push down if I wanted to. And at the very top, you've got transition type. Now this list here is the same as this list here within the effects library. But what this allows you to do, let's say I wanted a diamond iris. If I change it to diamond iris, it will change the transition, but it will keep that custom curve. So now we have a diamond iris, which is following our same transition curve. So then we can right click on this one, create a preset. I'll leave that as it is for now. Okay. And then we'll go through and let's see what a clock wipe looks like with this curve. Pretty funky. Maybe give it a border, maybe give it a feather, maybe change the angle, clockwise, whatever. Customize this however you want. Save that one, scroll down, slide. Boom, custom curve. Save them, and you've created your very own little transitions library. Hopefully you found it useful. If you did, let me know. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'll see you next time.